In a charming village surrounded by hills and streams, there was a young painter named Silas. He had a special talent for capturing the beauty of the landscapes around him on canvas. The villagers admired his skill, and many believed he was bound for success beyond their small town. Silas, however, had big dreams. "I aim to become the king's court painter," he frequently confided in his friends, his eyes shining with determination. "That's where I'll finally receive the recognition I'm due." The temptation of fame and wealth often obscured Silas's view of the simple pleasures cherished by his fellow villagers in their daily lives. While he poured himself into his paintings, the old farmer would chuckle and remark, "Silas, you're so focused on tomorrow that you overlook the beauty that surrounds you today." But Silas would dismiss the farmer's words, saying, "You don't get it. This is my opportunity to build a reputation for myself." One day, news spread through the village like a wildfire. The king was searching for a new court painter, and the winner of a prestigious competition would be awarded the coveted position. Silas's heart leaped with excitement, and he wasted no time, resolved to depict the village's essence in a masterpiece that would surpass all others. As Silas started working on his painting, the villagers noticed how focused and dedicated he was. They came up to him, one by one, sharing their thoughts on what they believed truly represented the essence of life. An older farmer, worn by years of working the fields, suggested that Silas paint a scene of a bountiful harvest. "See how the sun shines on the golden wheat," he said, his rough hands outlining the image on the canvas. "That's the heartbeat of life, the cycle of growth and rebirth." Silas nodded politely, but his thoughts stayed fixed on the majestic landscape he had in mind. "I appreciate your perspective," he said, dismissing the farmer's suggestions, "but I must craft something that will truly impress the king. Your ideas seem a bit simple." The farmer shook his head, mumbling, "Young folks and their dreams. Silas, you've got a lot to figure out." A young mother, cradling her infant child, urged him to capture the tenderness of a parent's love. "Look at the way I hold my little one," she said, her voice soft and soothing. "That's the essence of life, the love and nurturing we give to our loved ones." Silas nodded distractedly, his brush swiftly moving across the canvas. "Thanks. I'll think about it," he said, sounding dismissive. "But right now, I've got to concentrate on the main idea." The young mother sighed and stepped back, her eyes filled with a mixture of disappointment and concern. As the days went by, more and more villagers visited Silas's studio, each sharing their own thoughts on the essence of life itself. A bunch of kids joyfully chased after a dog in the village square, their laughter echoing around. "Make sure to paint us playing with the dog. It's so much fun," one of the kids exclaimed, pulling at Silas's sleeve. Silas looked up, his forehead creased with a frown. "I can't waste time on trivial matters like that," he muttered. "I'm aiming to make a masterpiece, not just a simple picture of village life." The child's expression saddened, and he slowly turned away, shaking his head in disappointment. An elderly couple walked hand in hand through the village square, their faces marked with the wisdom of years spent side by side. "See how we hold on to each other," the old man said, his voice filled with emotion. "That's what life's all about, the relationships we build, the ties that keep us going." Silas paused, his brush hanging over the canvas. He briefly felt a hint of regret, but he brushed it away. "I understand where you're coming from," he said, putting on a smile, "but I have to aim for something grand and impressive. The king expects nothing less than sheer brilliance, not just ordinary moments." The old man sighed and lightly squeezed Silas's shoulder. "Looks like there's still some learning ahead for you, young friend," he said, his eyes holding a calm wisdom. Frustrated, Silas often brushed off the villagers, convinced he knew best what would impress the king. Yet the villagers persisted. They kept visiting him, each bringing a fresh viewpoint, a unique outlook on life. One day, As Silas was adding the final strokes to his painting, an elderly wise woman approached him. "My dear," she said, her voice gentle and calming, "I notice you're so focused in making a masterpiece that you've overlooked the true beauty that's right in front of you." Silas paused, his brush hanging over the canvas. "What do you mean?" he asked, his brow furrowed in confusion. The old woman smiled kindly. "Life's true essence isn't in big, breathtaking landscapes," she said. "It's in the little things, the connections, the stories that shape our lives. Your painting might look stunning, but without grasping the soul of your community, it'll miss that depth and richness." Silas gazed at the woman, her words sinking in. He reflected on the various suggestions from the villagers, realizing that each was a part of a bigger picture, a picture that, once put together, revealed the true essence of life. With a renewed sense of purpose, Silas set to work, carefully incorporating the elements the villagers had proposed. He added the children's laughter, the couple's gentle embrace, the farmer's hard-won harvest. As the painting took shape, Silas found himself marveling at the depth and it now possessed. When the day of the competition came, Silas stood before the king and his court, feeling a rush of nervousness and anticipation. As he watched the other painters showcase their works, his confidence surged with each passing moment. And when his turn finally arrived, he revealed his painting with a confident flourish. The court became quiet, completely taken by the vivid colors and lifelike details in Silas's painting. The king leaned in, examining the artwork closely, before a smile slowly appeared on his face, showing his approval. "This is more than just a landscape," the king declared. "It's a reflection of life itself. The emotions, the stories hidden in every corner, you've truly captured the essence of our existence." Although Silas didn't secure the highly desired role of court painter, his painting was praised as a masterpiece. He came back to his village a different person. Now, he didn't view his art as a way to achieve something, but rather as a portrayal of the depth and intricacy of the world. In the years that followed, Silas kept painting, but his priorities changed. He took pleasure in capturing the everyday moments that formed the essence of his community, the laughter of children, the warmth of couples, the hard work of farmers. His artwork became a tribute to the unforeseen lessons that had influenced his path. He discovered that real success and wisdom often didn't come from reaching the goal, but from appreciating the journey itself. As the villagers gathered around Silas's easel, sharing their stories and perspectives, he understood that the real meaning of life itself wasn't about chasing fame or wealth. It was about the connections and moments that made each day meaningful. And in that instant, Silas realized he had achieved the greatest success of all. In today's fast-moving world, it's easy to get fixated on reaching the next big milestone or attaining that desired goal. We're constantly bombarded with messages that link success to external recognition and symbols of status, like fancy job titles, extravagant houses, or luxurious vacations. But what if real happiness and purpose come from the journey, not just the end goal? It's a lesson that's often forgotten, lost among the pressures of society and the constant chase for success. Think about moments in your life when you've been so focused on a particular result that you missed out on the important lessons happening around you. Maybe it was a job that seemed like a dead end, but ended up showing you your real passion. Or a relationship that had its struggles but taught you about love, acceptance, and growing as a person. It's in these surprising moments, the ones that might have seemed like distractions or obstacles at first, where we often discover the most valuable lessons. The understanding that comes from the journey, the relationships we build, the new viewpoints we gain, the strength we develop can be much more fulfilling and lasting than any award or recognition we might receive. By embracing the lessons from our experiences, we allow ourselves to live a fuller, more satisfying life. We start noticing the little beautiful moments, the chance meetings, and the important teachings that could have easily gone unnoticed. It's in these simple, everyday events that we often discover the real essence of being human. Next time when you're really focused on a goal, stop for a moment and look around you. Who are the people? What are the experiences? And what unexpected things are influencing your journey, even if they don't seem related to your main goal? By valuing the process, you might realize that the things you need for fulfillment and personal growth have been there all along, just waiting for you to notice them. Do you agree that we should not focus on the results, and that the real success comes from appreciating the journey, not just reaching the destination? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.